What did you learn about elephant poop?
So here's one of my favorite fun facts that you and Lindsay will appreciate. Okay, so there was one of the tour guides was a native of Africa. I can't remember his name or exactly where he was from, but he explained how elephants contribute, like, in positive ways to the environment and the economy and stuff in Africa. So one of the things he told us was that there's a plant, an African plant. I can't remember the name of it, but there's an African plant whose seeds can only be germinated by passing through the digestive tract of an elephant.
Oh, cool.
So the elephant eats the plant, and then they poop, and then wherever they poop, this plant grows. And then the fruit of the plant is used to make, like, desserts and jams, and a liqueur, he told us, is used in zebra domes as well.
Are you ready for a fun-filled hour of food favorites, resort hopping, and hanging out with Disney World geeks? It's now time to go geekin' on Walt Disney World. Here's our dad and co-host. Hollywood was impressed with his performance in crowd scenes at the Indiana Jones stunt show. He never misses an 11 a.m. margarita at the Mexican Pavilion. And Mike Wazowski is still raving about his performance as that guy over at Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Curtis Stone.
Hey, Disney World geeks. This week on the show, we're beating the crowds at Christmas, doing 3 dessert parties, and learning all the great uses of elephant poop with our super geek, Brenda Drinkwine Futrell, on episode 279 of the Geekin' on Walt Disney World podcast. I am your Geekin' family podfather, Curtis Stone, and we are the family-friendly father-daughter podcast, also featuring Mama, Auntie Judy, Soul Sister Holly, cousins Jen and EJ, and our Geekin' family will feed your passion for Walt Disney World by sharing our experiences and opinions, as well as others from our community of passionate Walt Disney World geeks. I'm so excited you're here with us listening to our show, because geeky Disney people are awesome, and we consider you family, part of our Geekin' family. Join us every Monday as we share travel tips, resort reviews, and lots of food talk through our live trip reports, interviews with our Geekin' family members about their trips, and special guest roundtables on fun Disney World topics from Geekin' family members from all around the world, and we take pride in the awesome and positive community in our Geekin' family. So come join us to share in our love for Walt Disney World and each other, and I bet you'll learn something to try on your next vacation. If you're listening to podcasts to plan your Disney vacation, and you should be, we're Disney travel experts, and we are independent travel agents with Fairy Tale Concierge. Fairy Tale Concierge is an authorized Disney vacation planner agency. Disney World, it can be an overwhelming vacation to plan, so let Mama and Auntie Judy explain it all to you and help you create a great plan with fast passes, dining reservations, and tips on the best rooms and resorts in Disney World. Join our mail list, Geek and Gazette, and stay up to date with the latest promotions and info when you're ready to book. Just go to our website, geekinonwdw.com/advice, and request our personalized help. Hey, geeks. I'm still laughing about that elephant poop. Hey, this week I'm geeking on Walt Disney World with Brenda Drinkwine Futrell. Yes, that is her maiden name. Once again, we have such an amazing trip report from an awesome Geekin' family member. Wow. Amazing food talk, amazing extras, and proof that planning creates a fantastic Disney World trip. Here are some of the highlights from this week's trip report. It's a Christmas time trip. They're going to be staying at the Beach Club. She's on the keto diet with her husband, but they also do the deluxe dining plan. Here are some of the restaurants that we're going to be talking about. Le Cellier, Narcoossee's Lobster. Oh, I love the lobster talk. Ohana, her first time at Ohana. I love that. Tusker House Breakfast, California Grill, Boma Breakfast, Tiffin's, La Hacienda San Angel. This is a huge Geek and Family tip, guys. This one, you got to do this one instead of that inside restaurant. You'll hear in future episodes of the podcast as we start doing our trip reports why you want to do La Hacienda San Angel. 1900 Park Fare and the storybook dining quickly she talks about. Jock Lindsay's was the one lounge that they tried out. Had some great times down at Disney Springs. Some of our first times were Christmas time and the candlelight processional. Then how about the cookie stroll during the Christmas time Epcot Festival? They do 3 dessert parties. And she answers the big question, are they worth it? All the Geek and Family wants to know about that. She does the Caring for Giants tour. She does this for her 3 kids. They have a couple of special events that they do for each one of her children. They learn about, as you heard in the intro, elephant poop. Yeah, you got to know everything. You got to know all about elephant poop. Bippity Boppity Boutique, and how about the Void down at Disney Springs? They're snacking around the world on their snack credits and pin trading for the first time and really learning how to do it with the cast members' help. Frozen. Over at Epcot, late night excursion. How about some tips? What's going to make me happy right now? That is an awesome question to ask yourself. When you're down there at Disney World, don't go hard all the time. You got to think about, hey, should I veer off of my schedule and what's going to make me happy right now? Full stink, even with tornado warnings. Hey, it gives you low crowds in the parks when there's tornado warnings. Run the kids ragged during the week and they'll sleep on the drive home. Some great Christmas time advice. And hey guys, how about AAA when you're driving to Disney in case you lock your keys in the car? Well, Brenda takes her family full stink. Brenda, Mom and I say go hard or go home. Hey geeks, let's take on Disney World. Full stink. Well, one thing I love about my audience, there's many things, but they are always so prepared to come on and do a trip report. I think my next guest actually emailed me way before she went on her trip. And then she took great notes, and that's just been a trend I see all the time with our Geek and Family. So let's bring her on. Her first trip to Disney was as a 9-year-old back in 1986, and her family was there for the 15th anniversary. She still remembers the song they sang in the parade, and she started a tradition taking her kiddos to the Walt Disney World for their 5th birthdays because she needed an excuse to go back regularly. And the number one thing on her Disney packing list is waterproof mascara because all things Disney makes her cry. Please give a warm Geek and Family welcome to Brenda Drinkwine Futrell. Hey, Brenda, how are you?
I'm great. Hi, Geek.
I tell you, there's so much to unpack here with your fun Disney facts. And what's the song in the parade that you remember back from 1986?
Well, I'm not going to sing it for you, unfortunately, but I'm sure I meant to try to see if I could look it up on YouTube before we started tonight. It's a very catchy tune about the 15th anniversary, and sometimes it just runs through my head unexpectedly. And I think it was just such a great memory of being there for our first time when they were celebrating, such a big milestone.
All right,
at the time. I mean, what is it coming up on the 50th now?
Boy, you made me think. You're quizzing me. Hey, I'll be asking the questions here, Brenda.
Oh, okay, sorry.
No.
Yeah, it was a long time ago, and
That's
Disney
right.
has changed quite a bit since my first trip.
Well, I guess moms have tricks to trick daddies to go to Walt Disney World, and I think I'm on to you. This 5th birthday thing, right?
Right. So my first trip was when I was 9, and then we just decided that we were going to start taking our kids when they were 5, and so our first trip as a family was when my oldest, who's now 11, turned 5. So it was just my husband, him, and myself. And then when my middle turned 5, we took the oldest and the middle, and my husband left the baby at home. And then in February, my youngest turned 5, and so we all went including the grandparents. And I think
Yes.
we're all, after that, it was, having gone all together as a family, now we're hooked and just can't wait to get back every chance we can get.
Well, I want to know your history a little bit more about Disney World. But first of all, I got to ask you, how come all my Disney geeks cry at Disney World?
I don't know. It seems to be a trend, though, doesn't it? I purposely packed the waterproof mascara this trip. Some, have forgotten it in the past and regretted it, but I know that Happily Ever After makes me cry. And then, of course, this time we were going at Christmas, and I just expected constant waterworks, but I just cry at the most unpredictable times. And I think it's just a combination of being so happy and enjoying time with your family and the emotional high when all of your planning comes together and things go perfectly. I just can't help it.
Did you have any crying moments on this trip?
I did. I would say the most unexpected crying moment was I cried riding Flight of Passage. I had heard so many great things about how it's an incredible ride and the most, technologically advanced ride at Disney. But I wasn't expecting it to be so beautiful and just moving. And I cried and had not planned to be so moved by it, but it was just so beautiful, and I got kind of sucked in. And I think that's one of the best things about it, about that particular attraction, is it sucks you in, and you can't help just feeling like you're there. It's just really incredible. So.
I know my first experience, I was shaking when I got off it. I don't know if that's the same thing. That's a whole nother story.
That too, but yeah, it was just really amazing. Nice. And I don't know, maybe part of it was just the relief of having planned it, gotten the fast passes, gotten there on time to do the fast passes. Maybe it was just tears of relief that our plan had actually come together. But it was a really emotional moment for me.
Perfect. Well, tell me more about your history with Disney World. We got a little bit of a perspective. What's your family's recent history?
So, like I said, I went for the first time when I was 9. I think I went back again with a friend when I was 12. But my family, as a kid, we only went that one time.
Okay.
And my dad was there for a conference, and so we all went down with him. And we did a little research when we went back in February to figure out what resort we stayed at. And we actually stayed at what is now Shades of Green. I can't remember what it was called at the time, but at the time it was a Disney resort. Mm-hmm. So when we rode the monorail into Magic Kingdom, we made a point of looking over there to see if we could see it. And, just kind of, it reminded us of being there.
Right.
But it had been a little bit of a mystery where we had stayed because it's not a current Disney resort. Well, it is, but not a resort that we can stay at. So then my oldest, his birthday's in January. For some reason, I got a bee in my bonnet that we needed to take him to Disney when he turned 5. And so we booked our trip in December. So we booked our first trip back. My husband had never been. And so he didn't really require much convincing. He's just kind of a go with the flow sort of guy.
Yeah.
But we booked our trip last minute. Well, relatively speaking.
Right.
Didn't know really much about what we were doing. Of course, there was some online features at that time. We stayed at Caribbean Beach. After that, we just made a decision that it would become a tradition that we would take our kids when they turned 5.
All right.
So we've been going about every 2 or 3 years ever since then.
And how many kids do you have?
We have 3.
All right.
Oldest is 11, our middle is 8, and our youngest is 5.
All right, perfect. Just like me.
Disney ages. Oh, yeah, really?
I got 3 myself, all 2 years apart. So when did you go on this trip we're going to be talking about?
We went over Christmas. There December 19th through, we drove down the 18th. Our first day at Disney was the 19th, and then we drove back the 27th. Okay. So we took our daughter on her 5-year Disney trip last February. And it was the first time all of us had gone, and the grandparents came along with us. and we just had a wonderful time. It was right after Christmas, and I said to my husband, that was so much better than Christmas. And we spent roughly the same amount of money on the two things, Christmas and Disney. And so I said, I think instead of doing Christmas this year, we should go to Disney because it's so much better than Christmas. And as the years go by, Christmas becomes, I mean, all moms can sort of attest to this. Christmas becomes less and less magical for the mom.
Yeah. Okay.
Just a lot of work and a lot of stress and a lot of money and a lot of, just a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And I thought it would be great if we could just enjoy the holiday all together in a place that we all love. And so had this brilliant idea that we should go to Disney for Christmas. And so we did. And it was amazing.
So first time at Christmas time for you guys.
Yeah, it was.
Nice.
Yep.
And tell me, where did you stay?
We stayed at Beach Club.
Yeah. First time?
Yes, yeah, we loved it. And before then, we had done Caribbean Beach, Art of Animation, and then Old Key West was where we stayed in February. We had never stayed anywhere that was within walking or monorail distance of any of the parks. And so I really, just sort of anticipating crowd levels and how busy things were going to be, I wanted to be somewhere where we could get to at least one of the parks easily. And so that's one of the reasons that we chose Beach Club, because we knew that we could walk to Epcot really easily. And our last trip in February was the first time that we had ever checked out the boardwalk area, and we just really liked it. We'd had an early breakfast at Trattoria Al Forno and then walked to Epcot afterwards. And it's just such a cool area. So I was really excited to stay at Beach Club. And we had kind of debated between Boardwalk, Beach Club, and Yacht Club, but decided on Beach Club just because it really is the closest to the Epcot entrance. And we thought it would save us a few steps.
Well, it's a favorite of mine, so I'm glad I'm hearing good things that you enjoyed it. Sounds like. What kind of room did you have?
I guess it was a deluxe studio. It was technically one of the DVC rooms. I think they call them studios. And so it had a queen bed, a pull-out couch, and then a fold-down Murphy bed under a twin-size Murphy bed under the TV. So it's hard to find rooms that sleep 5 people at Disney, and without paying an arm and a leg. And a lot of the rooms are just too small for us. We really enjoyed the space at Old Key West in February. And so we knew that this would be quite a bit smaller, but we were willing to give up the extra space for the location.
Yeah.
And we didn't spend a whole lot of time in the room anyway, so it didn't matter that the room was small. I wish that there had been a little more storage. There just wasn't much space to put our stuff.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was perfect. There was room enough for everybody to sleep, and so it was great.
The one thing that surprised me, I'm reading your notes here. It's got the best pool on property, but you didn't get a chance to use it.
I know. Well, December, we've gone in January and February before and seen a whole range of weather. And of course, December is unpredictable. When the first part of our trip, it was kind of cold, and it didn't really warm up to swimming temperatures until probably the last day. And then we didn't really want to spend our last day at the pool. We wanted to spend our last day in the park. So we didn't ever swim. And on the one hand, I kind of regret that. On the other hand, we did what we wanted to do. So, it's not,
I know what you mean.
I'm not sure we did it any other way, but yeah, it's sort of ironic that we went at an unpredictable weather time to enjoy a resort with the best pool on property. So,
well, did the location meet your expectations that you were looking for?
It did. It was great. We walked to Epcot. Well, every time we went to Epcot, we walked, and it was so close and so convenient and just really wonderful we drive down to Disney. We don't fly, so we have a car, but it was really wonderful to not have to get in the car and drive and park and then walk. It was we really enjoyed it, and we took advantage of it. We spent more time at Epcot this trip than we ever had before, so it was really wonderful.
Are you spoiled rotten now?
I don't know. Maybe a little.
Yeah, it's hard to go Sometimes I do it. I mean, we try we're going to French Quarter. We've done the All Stars. We've done most of the resorts. So, depending on the situation, we do. But I can remember the first time we stayed at the Polynesian. I thought I was ruined forever because the same reasons you're all saying. So,
you just can't beat being right there next to one of the parks. I'm not sure there's anything that compares to that.
It is. Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. And
we've never ridden a Disney bus. I've always been afraid to try the buses.
Oh, yeah, I see.
Always go down with a car, and so we always drive to the parks. And so to be able, to not do that, I think was just really fantastic.
The only park I would suggest, we always give the tip that I would take the buses to, would be Magic Kingdom, because of the way they drop you off nicely right in front of the park.
Yep, and we absolutely considered it for this trip. I just couldn't pull the trigger.
See? All right, you have to try me.
I just saw the driving works, and I didn't want to risk not getting there when I had wanted to. Like, I know how long it takes to drive and do the monorail. I wasn't willing to risk our schedule.
Well,
and then come back, like you have to wait for a bus. And I've heard horror stories of people waiting for an hour for the bus to come.
No.
At the end of the night. So, no.
I don't think so. Nah.
Yeah.
Well, tell me, how long have you been listening to the podcast, Brenda?
So I started listening to podcasts in general, like last November, around the time we were planning our February Disney trip. I started looking for Disney podcasts to get some ideas for things that we hadn't tried before, just to make sure that our plan was good. And I've been listening to you guys ever since. So
thank you so much. Well, have I steered you wrong yet? Am I going to find something on this trip report that I'm going to be embarrassed about?
No, I don't think so. Not.
All right, you can trust me on the Magic Kingdom bus thing then, all right? Next time.
Okay, well, I'll try next time. I will try next time.
I know it's hard to get out of habits.
It is.
Well, speaking of habits, sometimes when we go down to Disney World, we try to go to the same old restaurants that we love because there's so many good ones, but I like to experiment. Mom and Judy, I got to haggle with them a little bit to get some experimentation. But we love talking about food here, Brenda. You know that, right?
Yes, I sure do.
I think you had some great ones. Were you on a meal plan?
We were. We were on the Deluxe plan.
Wow.
We did the Deluxe plan back in February. I don't know that there's any going back after you do the Deluxe meal plan.
Yeah, but wait a minute. I see a contradiction here. You're on a special diet?
Right. So
that's hard.
It's hard and it's not. So My husband and I started doing keto back in May, and it's for anybody who doesn't know, it's a low carb, high fat diet. So no bread, no pasta, no sugar, and the idea is you can sort of make your body burn fat instead of carbs.
Right.
And it's been great for us. We've found some really good success. My husband has lost like 25 pounds, and I've lost 15 or 20.
Good for you.
And we found that it's pretty easy to stick to at home, eating out just in general. But gosh, there's so many temptations in Disney. And before we left, I was really worried about, frankly, gaining weight on our trip. We've done so well for 8 months. And so I just wasn't sure how our bodies would react to going off plan. And so we tried to mostly stick to our keto plan, but definitely enjoyed some indulgences along the way. And I'm happy to report I didn't gain any weight at all whole trip. So
that's outstanding. I'm definitely going to get on a plan when I get off my trip from January. No.
It's hard. This is never really a good time to start diet. But, this is the first thing that we've done that I feel like we can make a lifestyle pretty easily. And I think the fact that we were able to enjoy Disney and come home feeling good is just confirmation of that it's a good fit for us. And so we definitely enjoyed ourselves, but we were absolutely conscious of watching our carbs and not splurging too much to the point that we started to feel bad. So,
Yeah, I love it.
So some of our food choices are a little bit boring, but we definitely enjoyed a lot of the things that have been recommended to us from the podcast. So I was glad we got to do the best of both.
Well, I don't think there's anything boring with the places you went. So we're going to go down. I like how you put them in bold, the ones that were some of your favorites, and even the ones that weren't your favorites. I think you had some good things to say about those too. Wow. Let's try to work this the best we can.
Okay. And just to preface this, we did not have a bad meal the whole time we were there. We enjoyed everything, and I think that there's something for everybody to enjoy at all of the restaurants at Disney. I think some people agonize over where should we eat and what should we eat, and I think you just can't go wrong. Every meal is going to be great. Some are obviously better than others, but there's no bad restaurants at Disney.
Absolutely. Let's get going. What's the first one on your favorites list here?
So we did Le Cellier. There's been some debate in our family whether it's pronounced Le Cellier or Le Cellier, so I'm not really sure which way you say it, but you know which one I'm talking about. We'd never gone before, and we did that for lunch our first day. So it was a great way to kick off our trip, and I think it was my oldest son's favorite. It's his must-go-back-to restaurant now. My favorite thing, which was a little bit strange, is that they had this creamed spinach with gorgonzola, which is on our keto plan, and it was amazing. I could have licked the bowl. It was so but I did try a bite of the pretzel bread and the cheese soup, and those were really good, and we got the filet, and it was really good. And I forget which desserts we got there, but the desserts we since you're on the deluxe, you get an appetizer, entree, and dessert. So lots of times we would just order one of each dessert and just try a bite, and so that was really fun.
Well, I know what your dessert was.
What?
Pecan brown butter tart.
Yes. Oh, it was so good. You know, I'm a sucker for pecan pie and any chocolate. So it was sort of like a little pecan pie tart, but with like a maple flavor to it. I guess Canada's famous for their maple flavor of everything.
Sure.
So that was really good. Yeah, that was my favorite there.
So, and I gotta guess, are you from Virginia?
We are from Virginia.
We talked once before. We talked on the phone.
We have, yeah.
Yes, I remember. See, I got a decent memory. All right, give me your next one. These are all great ones.
So another favorite was Narcoossee's. We had never done any of the. We'd done a couple of the restaurants along the monorail. I really wanted to do like an evening dinner at each of the monorail resorts this time.
Wow.
And so I think it was our first night, actually, we did Narcoossee's for dinner. It was kind of an early dinner, but we were still able to see the castle. It was dark by the time we got there, and it was amazing. I got the butter poached lobster tails. They were so good. I have never liked lobster. I don't know why, but all adults are supposed to. So,
I grew up on it. My father made me.
You know, people rave about it. They think, I have tried the, what is it? The lobster roll at Columbia Harbor House. We did that on our February trip just for you, and it was good. We did enjoy it, but I've just never really been a lobster lover. But I try to give it another try every chance I get because I feel like I'm supposed to like it. This is the first time I've ever ordered lobster and really enjoyed it. It was just so good. It was tender and sweet and tasted like almost like crab instead of lobster. It was just sweet and
similarities. Yeah,
really, really good.
Well, they probably had a lot of butter on it too.
Yes, and then they gave you a little dipping dish of butter.
Oh yeah.
That is the great thing about keto is you can eat as much butter as you want. Like
I'm going to be talking to you about keto. I think mom was telling me a little bit about that just briefly, but that sounds like something up my alley.
Yeah, you can eat butter and bacon all day long, and you're good to go.
I'm liking that. All right, let's go.
And one thing I liked about Narcoossee's too was that we asked for we asked them to substitute the starch everywhere we went. We don't do potatoes or like rice or pasta.
Yeah.
And they happen to have Brussels sprouts at Narcoossee's, and that's one of my favorites, and it was really good. So we really enjoyed Narcoosse's, and the view of the castle from Narcoosse's is really, really nice. It was just really nice to be able to sit and enjoy dinner and see the castle. It was really lovely.
Perfect. Let's keep going. You got some awesome ones here. Keep going.
So then our next favorite was Ohana. So this was sort of a last-minute reservation that we made. And, I know that people try to make their Ohana hard reservation to get. We just happened to snag a late Ohana dinner. We had gone to see Fantasmic that night, and so we drove from Hollywood Studios over to the Polynesian, and it was a really late reservation. It was like 9:30 or 9:45. And so I was a little bit worried about the kids falling asleep, but they did fine. The great thing about it was that that night they had a Christmas party, and so they did the fireworks a couple times that night, and one of the fireworks shows was at 10. So they started setting off the fireworks just a few minutes after we sat down. And you hear a lot about the food at Ohana, which was great. We did enjoy the food, but you don't hear so often about the view of the castle and the fireworks from Ohana. It's just not one of those top places to go to see the fireworks while you're eating. And I thought the view of the fireworks was just amazing. We just really, really enjoyed it. So we got to enjoy the wonderful food and watch the fireworks, and it was just a really great experience. And Ohana is a pretty big restaurant, so I don't know that all of the tables were able to see the fireworks. We just happened to sit at a table that was right by a window. So
it's a great it's a great point, but I think you're right. I don't think you can all see it unless you're up closer to the windows. Was that the first time you were at Ohana?
It was. We'd never tried it before.
So yeah, I must have convinced you to go.
You did, and I still was kind of on the fence. I just wasn't really sure that we would love it, but we really did.
It's perfect for your family.
Yeah, it was great. We were really into the meats, so we skipped the bread. I follow a couple food, like Disney food Facebook pages, and apparently there's an uproar over them changing the salad. So we got the new salad, which was like arugula and kale, which was fine with me. I really liked it. And in fact, the salad came pre-dressed, and it was sort of a sweet dressing, and I asked if I could have it without the dressing and get some ranch on the side. And our sweet server went to the quick service and got me some ranch dressing because they didn't have any at Ohana.
Wow.
But a lot of people are hating on the new salad. I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed this.
Thank you for telling me this. We're going to be down there. We're going to be trying it on our January trip. Yeah, I've been a big fan of the salad. So, yeah, that might not go well with our family.
It might not. It might not.
Wow. Good time.
Just within the last few days, they did a test of rice instead of noodles. We got the noodles, but they did like a very short, like 3-day test of rice instead of noodles. And Facebook was in an uproar over that.
Yeah, that would put us over the top.
I think the noodles because people emailed and called and complained. I know that the noodles are famous.
Yeah.
So hopefully when you go, you'll find the noodles and not rice.
Jeez, you're scaring me, Brenda.
I know. But everything else was great. I tried the pot stickers just for you guys because that's not on the keto diet, but I did try a pot sticker and it was good. I really liked the shrimp, and just for anybody else who's kind of watching carbs, the chicken wings come like tossed in some sort of sweet sauce, and so I asked for just plain chicken wings, and they brought me a whole plate of chicken wings without the sauce, and they were really good. I really enjoyed that. So
I love this. Very good job. And I could eat pot stickers and noodles all day long, but
I know. Well, I could too, but we're trying not to. So
good job. All right, Tusker House for breakfast.
We had done Tusker House for lunch, I think, on our last trip, and our strategy for our Animal Kingdom Day was to rope drop safari, because we had fast passes for other things. So we wanted to rope drop safari before we did the Caring for Giants tour. So I really just booked the Tusker House reservations so that we could get in, get breakfast, and then hop on over to get in line for safari.
Yeah.
But it was really, really good. We really enjoyed it. There was this chicken curry dish that was on the lunch buffet that I was pleasantly surprised to see on the breakfast buffet. So that was really nice. Beyond that, it was mostly, eggs and bacon and sort of your standard things. We lucked out at that breakfast. We're standing in line, and must have been the manager, or I'm not sure who he was, but he pulled us aside and said, "Hey, I've got a special surprise for you." So he took us over to the side, and we were able to meet all of the characters together privately before they went into the restaurant.
Oh, cool.
So I was so worried about getting there on time, getting in, eating our breakfast, and getting out. And so the meet and greet kind of slowed us down just a little bit, but it was really worth it, and such a special moment. And my oldest kept asking me, "Did you plan this? Did you plan this?" Which I didn't. It was a surprise for everybody. So that was really neat. And I think overall, because of that, and because we enjoyed the food, and it was one of our best dining experiences the whole time we were there.
Wow.
They're just really attentive, and it was just a great experience overall. And then we did get to the safari on time, so that was good.
Win-win.
That's a good strategy. Yes. Yeah, that's a good strategy if you're trying to rope drop safari and get some breakfast beforehand. Make an early Tusker House reservation and eat real fast, and then just jump on over there.
Excellent. So. I think we could do this whole show on your meals. I'm scrolling down. Well,
we did a lot. We did a lot, and I don't know if you want to talk about the ones that were not our favorites.
Let's pick something that wasn't quite what you thought it should be.
Okay. Gosh, I'm afraid this is going to be unpopular, but so we did California Grill Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
I really wanted to love it. We'd heard so many good things about it. The view of the fireworks, the food, and I just was sort of underwhelmed by the whole thing. I think that I chose poorly in terms of entrees. I got the chicken. It just was not great, and probably I should not have ordered chicken. At the same time, I kind of feel like for such a well-loved restaurant, they should be able to do chicken well. So,
but I think you liked the location, though, didn't you?
The location was great. Yes. We were able to see the castle from Narcoossee's, Ohana, and California Grill. We didn't see the fireworks from Narcoossee's. We did see them from Ohana, and then we saw them from California Grill. And I will say that it was probably my least favorite view of the fireworks in the castle. You know how they set the fireworks off from like pretty far behind the castle?
Yeah.
But it looks like they're going off over the castle, because the view at California Grill is so like sideways. You can see the fireworks that they're setting off just seem really far away from the castle. It's just not like a cohesive fireworks display. They seem separated from the castle. Now, it's the closest, I think, to the castle that you can get from a restaurant. I think that that Ohana and Narcoossee's are a little bit further away, but I just was kind of expecting to love it, and I just didn't love it. So
yeah, different angle. So you're seeing, I understand what you're saying. You're seeing the back. The Bay Lake Tower view is a little bit like that too.
Okay, yeah. So I think I would try it again in terms of giving them another chance for food. My husband and my son really liked what they ordered. I liked my salad. We had the very best dessert probably of the whole trip there, and I'm sure it's seasonal, so I'm not sure it will be there for very much longer, but it was a peppermint creme brulee. It was so good. It was just amazing. I love a regular creme brulee, but I also love peppermint, and you put them together. It was really, really, really good.
Sounds really good. Well, no one's going to hate on you. I think the food I ate there once for our 25th wedding anniversary. It was kind of a special meal that we had there, but yeah, for me, it was the location. There was nothing on the food that, for me that was like that. So really good. Let's do some more fun ones. You got another big favorite of most Geekin family members.
So is that Boma?
Boma breakfast.
Yeah, we can't go to Disney without going to Boma.
Yeah.
My favorite, I love how EJ Cruz says she eats like she's going to the electric chair at Disney. And I'm not kidding. If I were going to the electric chair, I would request the French toast bread pudding with pecan praline sauce from Boma. That would be my last meal. It is so good. I try to be careful and not splurge too much, but so this is where we went Christmas morning. I ate an entire serving of the French toast bread pudding. It was so good. I just love it so much.
It's all bold and in capitals.
Yes, so good. The best. I would drive to Disney just to eat that.
We're huge fans of the dinner at Boma. It's one of our favorites for sure. And to see all of our Geekin friends love the breakfast is like, it's fun to see everyone saying so much about their breakfast.
You've never tried the breakfast, right?
I've never been for breakfast. We had it booked last time, but I think it was one of these mornings where the day before we ate so much, I didn't need to eat the whole next day. So we actually canceled it.
The breakfast. You got to try the breakfast. It's the best breakfast on property, I think. There are some breakfasts that we do. Like, we always do Hollywood and Vine just to get into Hollywood Studios early. I don't think every trip I say we're not doing it because it's just not very good. The food is just not good, and the character interaction is fine, but my kids are sort of, you've seen them a couple times, so you don't really need to see them again. But Boma, I would do every single morning if we could.
Nice.
It's that good. Yeah. It's so good.
You're gonna have to stay at Animal Kingdom Lodge, then you'll be in trouble.
Yeah. I know. We'll never go to any of the parks. We'll just stay eating breakfast every morning.
French toast. All right. Another favorite of many of our friends is Tiffin's.
Yeah, so we had never tried Tiffin's before, and we went on our last day. The kids were tired and being silly, and I was so worried that the waitress was just going to kick us out before we had even gotten our food. But she was very patient and accommodating, and the food was incredible. We loved the food.
Yeah.
It is such a nice retreat. We went on a fairly busy day. I think it was the day after Christmas. And so crowd levels were pretty high. And it's such a nice retreat from the craziness of outside. They sat us in this really nice booth. I got the surf and turf, and I think my husband got the same thing. We usually tried to get different things so we could kind of share, but this was one meal where we both just were sort of in the mood for the same thing. And again, I liked the lobster. I was so surprised. So I guess I only like lobster at Disney. That must be So it was really, really great. And the portions were really large. I had heard that some of the portions were a little bit small, but we found it to be the opposite. Our kids I made them order 2 vegetables with their pasta for the kids' meals because we were kind of hadn't really pushed the vegetables all week. So they got green beans and broccolini, and they brought them like a dinner plate full of green beans and broccolini. It was enough to share with the whole table. It was amazing. So anybody's considering that and worried that they're going to leave hungry, you won't, I guarantee. Oh, and I've recently discovered that I really like mussels, and so I will do mussels lots of times as either a meal with a salad or as an appetizer. And the mussels here I got as my appetizer were probably the best I've ever had. Yeah. They were just incredible. Really enjoyed it. A really lovely dinner. Really nice wine list. It was really great. It was a really great way to end our trip, for in-park dining anyway.
We didn't even talk about your maiden name, did we?
I don't think so. No, not yet. You know, a Drinkwine knows a good wine list when she sees one.
We were joking. I didn't know if Drinkwine was a joke that you had in Facebook. I didn't want to say anything. You know, that awkward moment.
Right. No, it's my maiden name, and I can't drop it from my Facebook account because it's the best maiden name ever. So
that's great. Well, actually, I got one more dinner I want to talk to you about, and then we're gonna go drink. We're gonna go drink some wine or something at the lounges. But how about La Hacienda de San Angel?
So we really enjoyed that too. I had booked it for a late dinner thinking we could watch illuminations. There was a great view of illuminations. The food was great. Some of the best guacamole I've ever had. My husband and I shared, it was called the La Hacienda Meal for Two, and it was so much food. I think a family of four could probably order it and share it. It was chicken, steak, and these little, almost like cocktail-sized sausages of chorizo.
Yeah.
And then it came with a gigantic bowl of rice and beans, grilled vegetables, and some kind of corn something. It was a ton of food. And it was really, really good. And I've heard some people say that it's not like traditional Mexican food, and I'm not really one to be able to evaluate it based on that, but it was great. We really enjoyed it.
Well, speaking of our girl who's going to the electric chair, EJ, she said she is Latino.
She knows.
She said this is fantastic. Yeah. And I think we're booked for the inside restaurant, but this one for everyone listening, Brenda, is the outside one, right? We're next to the water.
Right. Yeah, it's sort of on the lagoon. And so we booked it as our last dinner of our last day, thinking that we would probably be tired, but might want to watch a nighttime show one last time before we left. And it worked out pretty well that we were able to sit down and enjoy our dinner, and then they pipe in the music for illumination. So, and it was a great view of the show. So we really, really enjoyed it. We would absolutely go back.
I almost want to talk to Mom and Judy and see which one we're going to, because I've heard such great ones. I haven't eaten. I've sat in there. I've taken my quick service meal over there and sat down, but I never had dinner there. So this is great to know. That's a...
It was really lovely. And the service was really nice. And I don't know if you saw, but there's now I think starting January 18th or something, there's going to be a new dining package at Rose and Crown where you can get dinner and be seated on the patio. So I think you probably won't be able to book the patio for like night dinner just through the, just as a regular reservation.
Okay.
So so it may become more difficult to get a reservation at some of these places like Spice Road Table and La Hacienda, where you have a view of illuminations and you don't have to pay that upcharge of doing like the dining package. Because I think the Rose and Crown package was something like $80.
Oh, wow.
So you absolutely get out of here for less than that. So,
well, the 18th is my birthday. Maybe they'll treat me nice.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
We're going to be there for my birthday.
Oh, really? What a good place to celebrate your birthday. I bet you January has been the month that I've been the most to Disney World, because when I started going to the conferences, they were January and did 7 of those. We've done a couple, outside of that too. So, yeah, we love January.
All right. That was a fantastic meal plan, Brenda.
Yeah, we had some very good meals.
Nice.
We don't do quick service when we go to Disney. Quick service kind of stresses me out. Even with the mobile ordering, it just kind of like finding a table and making sure that, all 5 of us have what we want. And so we did 2 table service meals every day, and it just made for a really relaxing trip. And
wow.
I would absolutely recommend that approach to anybody. So we did like half regular and half signature in order to use up all of those deluxe dining plan credits, and we really enjoyed it. It was great.
Wow, what a way to go.
Yeah. And maybe I guess just one more other to mention that I was not super well, I wouldn't I don't know. I was not super impressed by it, but we also tried the new Snow White dinner at Artist Point.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's worth mentioning just because it was fairly new when we tried it. We weren't blown away by it. The character interaction was good. The food was not great. So I think if you're looking for great food, I would maybe not try that one. But if you're looking to meet Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, the Evil Queen was amazing. She stayed in character the entire time. She was really enjoyable.
I've heard that.
And another place where we really enjoyed the characters but weren't crazy about the food was 1900 Park Fair. That was really fun. The stepsisters were really cute. My daughter had on a Cinderella dress with a cape, and all the girls tried on the cape, and they kept saying, Mother, Mother, I need you to buy me one of these capes. It was really cute. So
yes.
I don't really remember the food being all that great, although I did try the butternut squash ravioli for Lindsay, and it was good. But the characters were great. We loved the characters there, so that was fun.
They are some of the most fun, for sure.
Yes.
Perfect. Well, let's try some lounges. Did you have some favorite lounges that you tried?
So the only lounge we really did was Jock Lindsay's on your recommendation. We went to, we decided our original plan was not to do any parks Christmas Day because we thought it would be bananas. So we were going to do Disney Springs. So we did Disney Springs, and we're pleasantly surprised that it wasn't super crowded. Just overall, there weren't tons of lines in the stores. We did the Christmas tree trail, and it wasn't really crowded. And then it was about 2:00. We'd eaten breakfast at Boma, and we had dinner at Artist Point. And so we just wanted to take a little break before we went over to dinner. And so we went over to Jock Lindsay's, and I fully expected it to be a madhouse. But we walked in, and it was like a sanctuary.
Yeah, nice.
There was nobody in there. There was 80% of the tables were empty. We walked straight to the back and sat right by the water, and it was really, really enjoyable. We didn't tell the boys what the theme of the lounge was, and so we made them look around and read the menu and figure it out, and eventually they did figure it out that it was Indiana Jones themed. Then we explained that it was named Jock Lindsay after his pilot, so that was kind of fun. And the kids got some drink. My husband and I just drank boring stuff the whole time we were there. We do vodka, club soda, and red wine, basically. So we didn't get any fun drinks. But they got one of the big pretzels, and they enjoyed that. So it was fun to be able to see that after you guys have talked it up so much. We really did enjoy that. It was a really nice break.
I'm glad. And about what time of day was that, Brenda?
It was about 2:00.
Yeah, that's good to know. Even at Christmas time, that getting there early has been my recommendation to do. Like you said, really relaxing. Yeah.
And we left about maybe like 3:30, and it had started to fill up a little bit by then.
Mm-hmm.
Still, I was just amazed. We were so worried about the crowds before we left, and that was one of the cases where I was just very pleasantly surprised that it was not overrun with people, just Disney Springs in general and Jock Lindsay's in particular. So I think that's probably a great place to go any time of year. You need a little break. You can probably find a table to sit.
Yeah, at least during the day. Nighttime, then it gets zooey.
Mm-hmm.
But.
Yeah, I'm not sure we've ever done Disney Springs at night, and I'm not sure we ever want to.
I'm with you there. All right. But I think you had some new experiences. I see lots of fun new things that you did. Where do you want to start?
So I guess I can just kind of go through the list. It's funny, when I was thinking about all the new stuff that we had done, we've been to Disney. This is our 4th time in the last 5-ish years. And there's still so many new things to do, which is just really amazing to me. And I think that's why we continue to go back, because every time we leave, we say, we want to do this new thing. So it was our first time at Christmas, of course. And, it was amazing. The decorations were amazing. I was a little bit worried about it not feeling like Christmas because we'd be away from home, but it absolutely felt like Christmas. It was so great. We really loved it. And then just sort of along those lines, it was our first time doing the candlelight processional, and then Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam, which we did the dessert party for that, and that was a lot of fun.
Nice.
Oh, and then another Christmas thing was the cookie stroll, and that was great. I'm not sure this might have been the first year they had the cookie stroll, but our kids really got into that.
What's the cookie stroll?
So you get like a little passport in Epcot, and you go around and you buy cookies at each of the like the holiday kitchens.
Right.
And then they stamp your passport, and then you bring your stamped passport to the redemption booth.
Yeah.
And they give you a free cookie and a milk. So that was really cool. My oldest son was really into all of the quests this time. He really enjoyed it. So, and speaking of quests, this was his first time pin trading and doing the Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom. Also, there was like a Chip and Dale scavenger hunt in Epcot that he really liked. So.
That's awesome. Well, I see 3 dessert parties. So we get this question all the time. Are the dessert parties worth it? And did you have one that was kind of your favorite, or how would you rank those 3? So tell me, you did Frozen dessert party, Frozen, yeah, the Frozen, the Magic Kingdom dessert party, that's for Happily Ever After, and Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam dessert party. Wow, you really, do you like desserts?
Well, no, I mean, it was strategy. We were trying, because it was such a busy time of year, we wanted to make sure we didn't have to camp out for hours before these shows to see them. Yeah. And so we just went ahead and booked dessert parties for the shows we wanted to see. And we actually had that Phantasmic dessert party. It's not a party. It's like they call it the VIP, where you get the little dessert box. Yeah. We'd had that booked, but then they were calling for rain, so we ended up canceling that one. But we just really wanted to make sure we got seats at these places and that we got to see the fireworks. That was the point of the dessert party. We had done the Magic Kingdom one at the Tomorrowland Terrace and really enjoyed it. But I'd heard that the Christmas fireworks, so we booked the dessert party for when they were showing the Christmas fireworks. Wow. And I'd heard that they were bigger, and so I was kind of thinking that the garden view would be better because we'd be out and able to see the fireworks a little bit better. And that was great. I really enjoyed it. I was concerned, because now they have the before dessert party and the after dessert party, and so they have everybody in that hub grass. Yep. But I followed somebody's advice. I think it was maybe Tony Ann from the Disney Crush, actually, who said, you stand in the back, and then when the fireworks start, everybody goes to the front. And so you end up with this sort of empty space in between you. Yep. So you have a great view of the fireworks. It was absolutely right. That's what we did. I stood at the back fence, and then when the fireworks started, everybody kind of moved forward, and we had an amazing view of the fireworks. So I loved that. We did the Frozen dessert party. That was great. I think I would probably be most likely to book that one again, because I really liked being able to go ride the Frozen Ever After ride when we were done. And of course, that one includes desserts and alcoholic beverages, so it's a little bit of a more bang for your buck.
That's for Illuminations.
Yes, yeah. So I don't know how much longer they'll do that since Illuminations is being canceled.
whatever the replacement is, they'll have a dessert party.
I'm sure they'll find some way to.
They're popular. They're pretty popular. Yeah.
And then Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam was great. It's sort of the substitution for the Star Wars. It's a holiday substitution for the Star Wars dessert party. Yeah. It was a lot of fun. It's a good show. The desserts were great. The drinks were great. I would say that the desserts were probably the most creative there. Okay. And then we got to meet Santa Goofy. And I thought it was really cool how everybody had a reserved table, and then they gave you a time to go meet Santa Goofy so that there wasn't a line for everybody to meet Santa Goofy. Yeah. So, you went at 8:15 or 8:30 or whenever they said. And so there wasn't, so you didn't have to just stand up there and wait your turn. You could sit and enjoy your desserts and go up when it was your turn. So I thought that was really well organized. And then they gave us each a little Christmas tree ornament, which I thought was really special.
Cool. So the big question everyone asks, is it worth it?
Definitely. I think it's worth it.
Nice.
I am not I don't want to spend 2 hours of my, well, I don't know. I say it's worth it, but I'll have to mention, let me come back to another thing in a second. It's worth it if you want to sort of relax and enjoy and treat yourself to something special. It's absolutely worth it. I will also say that you can watch illuminations easily from anywhere around World Showcase.
Yeah.
And there are lots of places where you can easily see Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam, or the fireworks. But I think if you're going at a particularly busy time of year, it's absolutely worth it to pay for some of these extra events just for the peace of mind of knowing that you will have a spot to sit or stand to see the things that you want to see.
Perfect. Yeah, I hear that I think that's the common response.
Yeah.
But
so
you
it was worth it.
You've got a bunch. I got to hit some of these other biggies that you did. Caring for the Giants. That's a tour, right?
Yeah, it is. So because it was a Christmas trip and we were doing this instead of Christmas, Santa has only ever brought our kids a couple gifts, and they know that all the other gifts come from mom and dad. So it was pretty easy for us to explain to them that our gift to them would be Disney this year.
Yeah.
But we still wanted to do something special for them. So I booked a special experience for each of the 3 kids. So we did Caring for Giants for my middle son, Elliot, Bippity Boppity Boutique for my youngest, Lila Claire, and then The Void at Disney Springs for my oldest, Gavin. So Elliot really likes elephants, and so I thought he would love the Caring for Giants tour, and he really did. And it was really cute. We went and we checked in, and so we didn't tell them beforehand that their surprise was. We just walked up and checked in, and then they found out. So we walked up and checked in, and they had a name tag for everybody written on a little piece of paper that was made out of elephant poop.
What? Oh, the elephants make it?
Well, they said on the back of the piece of paper that it was like 80% elephant poop. I'm sure they add something to it to make paper, but they got a big kick out of that.
I'm getting a big kick out of that.
But the elephant poop was actually a recurring theme throughout the tour. They like to talk about elephant poop quite a bit. But it was great.
So what did you learn? What did you learn about elephant poop?
So here's one of my favorite fun facts that you and Lindsay will appreciate. Okay, so there was one of the tour guides was a native of Africa. I can't remember his name or exactly where he was from, but he explained how elephants contribute, like, in positive ways to the environment and the economy and stuff in Africa. So one of the things he told us was that there's a plant, an African plant. I can't remember the name of it, but there's an African plant whose seeds can only be germinated by passing through the digestive tract of an elephant.
Oh, cool.
So the elephant eats the plant, and then they poop, and then wherever they poop, this plant grows. And then the fruit of the plant is used to make, like, desserts and jams, and a liqueur, he told us, is used in zebra domes as well.
Oh, no. I'm not going to tell Lindsay that her zebra domes come from elephant poop.
And I could not help but laugh when he told us this story because I know how much she likes zebra domes.
Well, maybe that's going to change now, Brenda. Oh boy, you just ruined it. We went to we did the behind the scenes. I think they kind of changed or broke it up into these separate tours, but I don't remember all of this poop story. That's great.
He was really interested in making sure everybody knew about the details of elephant poop. So and then another thing he told us was that elephants they eat anything, and they would destroy, like, farmers' crops.
Yeah.
Eat a whole field of crops overnight. But they're apparently really afraid of bees.
Oh,
And so they've started putting beehives around fields of crops so that the elephants won't go in. And then the added benefit is that the farmers can sell the honey. So it keeps the elephants away, and they can make money by selling the honey. So
That's cool.
it prevents the farmers from poaching elephants in retaliation for eating their crops. So it was really interesting. It was I think it was only $30 a person, and we got to go behind. They took in a bus behind the scenes and got to get really close to the elephants and got lots of useful information. So I would absolutely recommend it. It was great. We enjoyed it.
How long is that tour?
It was about an hour.
Oh, is that all? Okay.
Yeah,
that sounds like a lot of information for an hour.
It was. Yes,
that's great. I love that. All right. And did your daughter like the bippity boppity boutique?
Oh my gosh, she loved it. She's such a princess. She loves all things girly. And so when we checked in for her appointment, she was her jaw dropped. She could not believe we were there. I was not really sure what to expect because we had never done it before. So I wasn't really sure what to expect in terms of cost or services. But we brought our own dress just because I wasn't sure what they would have to choose from. And my daughter was happy to wear the dress we brought. So it was only $70 to do hair, makeup, and nails. And then she got to keep the makeup and the nail polish, and they gave her this little bag. And then we went across the way, and they did like this whole photo session with her. So I felt like it was a pretty good value for, what we got out of it. And she loved it. But the cutest thing was Elliot, my 8-year-old. When he saw her, he was just enthralled with her beauty. He could not believe that he had a real princess sister.
Nice.
And they walked around holding hands like the whole rest of the day. It was sort of like he was protecting her from, I don't know, would-be suitors or whatever. It was so cute. And I was not expecting his reaction at all, but he just thought she was the prettiest thing ever. And then that made her feel wonderful. And so she had we did it in the morning. And so she had the best time walking around all day feeling all fancy. So
which one did you do?
Magic Kingdom.
Okay.
So we did it Christmas Eve. And then we did lunch at Cinderella's royal table afterwards.
Nice. So. Oh, wow. Great job for you. And how old is she?
She's 5. Oh. She'll be 6 in February. She's at a great princess age
yes.
And she's a girly girl. She loves all the girly stuff. So she thought, just the look on her face the whole time, she was in heaven. She loved it. So, and I was worried about, doing a surprise and would they like it? Would they not like it? And sort of was patting myself on the back for having chosen the things that I did because they just really, really enjoyed them.
Oh, so you surprised her with this?
Yes, she didn't know we were doing it. So it was hard to keep a secret.
Which princess was she?
So she wasn't really a particular princess. She has this really pretty red and gold dress that looked kind of Christmassy. So, and it's a little bit like Elena, but it's not really an Elena dress. So she told her name is Lila Claire. So she told people that she was Princess Lila Claire all day. She was one of the Disney princesses. She was her own princess.
Perfect. How much was the package if you didn't bring your own dress?
They were selling the dresses in the stores for either $60 or $100, depending on like the level of dress that you got. Mm-hmm. So I think that probably the package was $70 plus the $60 for the dress, or $70 plus the $100 for the dress. And then I think you could get like a T-shirt and a tutu, and I'm not sure how much.
Yeah, I thought you could do $200 there without batting an eye.
I think you probably could. If you got all the bells and whistles, you could do $200. But if you bring your own dress and you just do the hair and makeup, they make them feel like a princess, and you can get out of there for $70. And I think I would absolutely do it again for that price. It was absolutely worth it.
Did a lot of guests and cast members call her princess the rest of the day?
Time, even when she wasn't dressed as a princess, every day they called her princess.
Oh, love it. Perfect.
So cute. Yeah.
Let's talk about the third one, which is a great one everyone's wanting to try.
So we did the Void for my oldest, and he's the only one of my 3 kids who was old enough to do it. So I didn't do it with him. My husband did it with him, but he loved it.
Good.
I was a little bit worried. He wears glasses and has some eyesight issues, and I was a little concerned about him being able to see the VR or appreciate the VR. But he ran out of there afterwards with the biggest smile on his face and said it was amazing. I can't wait to take our kids back when they're old enough, or maybe go back myself with him and see it. I'd like to do the Wreck-It Ralph one.
Right. Yes, I have glasses. I didn't have a problem myself either. I don't remember if I took them off or left them on, but probably left them on. Perfect. All right.
He has trouble. Like if we go see a 3D movie, he doesn't like to wear the 3D glasses.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if it gives him a headache. I'm not sure exactly what he sees, but for this,
it's top notch.
He was able to appreciate and enjoy it. So I was relieved for that. So yeah.
Awesome. This is some great spot. You just really did a lot of cool stuff. I'm going to ask, before we move on to some stories, I want to ask one last one, actually. The snacking around the world using snack credits. You got a chance because of the festival of the holidays, right?
Yeah. We've done the deluxe plan in the past and have ended up with lots of leftover snack credits and gone to like the confectionery at Magic Kingdom and just bought a bunch of Rice Krispie treats to take home. But this time we did have a lot of leftover snack credits, but made a point of making Epcot our last day so we could snack around the world. And we did some of the holiday booths, but we tried the poutine in Canada for the first time. That was great. Yep. We got the caramel corn in Germany, a cannoli in Italy. We just got to try a bunch of things that we hadn't tried before because we were just trying to use up all of our snack credits. So
good idea.
We ordered one of each and just kind of each took a bite so we could say we tried it. So that was a lot of fun. And if you have a lot of snack credits at the end of your trip, I think that's a great way to do it. Even if you end up not eating all of the food, at least you've gotten to try some things that you wouldn't have otherwise.
Yeah, for all the festivals, I highly recommend that. And then even if it's in the middle of your trip, use them up like crazy in those festivals. Yeah. That's the best place to use them, I think.
Yeah, we tried to. We had, on the deluxe plan, it's a lot of food, and so we didn't find ourselves really hungry ever.
Right.
But
no, every time, that's for sure.
But every time we passed by something that looked interesting, we get one and try it so we could just to say we'd done it. And we did the cronut, we did the Cheshire Cattail at Magic Kingdom, we did the cinnamon roll at Gaston's. Some just tried and true favorites that you can't go wrong with, whether you're hungry or not.
Well, we certainly did talk about food. But someone told me, someone in the Facebook said to me, or were I talking to him? I forget. But they said, you really should every show have a warning about the food talk on this program.
Yeah, you should. I ate dinner before we started talking, so I was starving all the way through.
Well, we like to tell stories. You've already told a bunch of these stories, Brenda. Is there anything else, special family moments or other things that really stuck out to you?
So there are a couple of things maybe I haven't mentioned. We did pin trading for the first time this trip. And so I had gotten the kids lanyards and pins and gave them to them as a gift before we left and kind of explained to them how pin trading worked and said, this is something that you can do while we're there. So we got there, and having never done it before, they weren't really sure what to do. And so we went a couple days without them really trading any pins. And then at our Tusker House breakfast, I think it was maybe our third day by then, a really sweet cast member came around to our table, and he had been involved in like the private meet and greet with the characters that we had at the beginning of the breakfast. and he was sort of like showing the kids his pins and saying, "Hey guys, do you know how this works?" And he explained it to them, and he said, whenever you see a cast member who has pins, you can ask them and they have to give it to you. And I think because he approached them and explained it, then they all kind of felt more comfortable with it.
Yeah, perfect.
From there, they were willing to trade with anybody. So they had their first pin trade of the trip at Tusker House, and I took a picture of them, and it was really cute. And then from then on, every time they saw a cast member with pins, they were more willing to go up to them and see what they had and ask to trade. So I thought it was really sweet.
That's a great point.
To see them figure that out. Mm-hmm.
We've often said that that's one of the things we do for fun, but you just said it perfectly. People may not know that the cast member has to trade with you.
Right.
That's
and
like
I didn't really realize that either, but he said that if you ask a cast member for a pin, they have to give it to you. And I think that made them feel a whole lot more comfortable.
Yeah, it's not like a horse trade.
Right. So it was really sweet for him,
Nice.
I think, to take the time to explain it to them, make sure they understood, and do their first trade. So that was a really great moment.
I love that.
And then I think maybe my favorite memory of the whole trip, I had intended for Christmas Day to be a rest day. We were there for 8 nights. We had originally booked 7-day park hoppers. We ended up booking an 8th day because I decided we needed to go to Hollywood Studios Christmas night to see Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam. We had it didn't really turn out to be a rest day. We went to Boma for breakfast. We did Disney Springs, and we went to Hollywood Studios. And then as we were leaving Hollywood Studios, I was checking the app to see what the wait times were at Epcot because I knew they were open until 12:30, and we're going to be right there. So I said to my husband, I said, I might run over after we get back to the hotel and go ride Frozen because there's only a 20-minute wait. And he said, okay, well, that's fine. So my daughter had fallen asleep. Everybody was tired. It'd been a long week, but we got back to the hotel. Everybody rallied. And we decided to all go ride Frozen. So Christmas night at like 11 o'clock, we're running through World Showcase to get to Frozen before the wait time goes up.
Yeah.
We get on Frozen, we ride it, and we're just dragging ourselves back to Beach Club because it's almost midnight by this point. But gosh, it was so much fun. And I don't think I'll ever forget the late night Frozen excursion. Because we could have just gone back and gone to bed, and probably normal people would have done that. But I had such a hard time. I said, we were right there. How could you not go into Epcot knowing that it's open?
I recognize you, Brenda. I know someone who's like you. I'm married to someone like you.
Yeah,
that's great.
Best to try to plan downtime. I just can't. How could you take a nap when there's Disney things to do?
You're so close. Well, that is a special moment. I love that. It's these unscripted moments. I think that are things that we remember. That was a perfect one. Well, let's keep going. I want to ask, as a family, what was kind of your favorite character meet?
Gosh, I would say favorite character meet was maybe Cinderella's Royal Table.
Oh, okay. You're changing your mind from what you wrote down.
Oh, what did I write down? Oh, okay. All right. I'm still thinking food. I'm not thinking character meets in the park. Because, okay, yeah, you're right. I just saw my notes. So we don't tend to meet characters in the parks. One of the reasons we do character meals is because my kids are just not interested in meeting characters in the parks. They want to ride rides.
Yeah.
They want to do the scavenger hunts. They don't want to stand in line to meet characters. But so one night we were at Epcot and had some time in between something and something else. My 11-year-old wanted to meet Baymax. There wasn't a very long line, and so we went and stood in line, and it was just the cutest thing. They all hugged Baymax. You know, they make you take off anything sharp, like they had to take off their pins, and then they just put their arms around Baymax. And then later that week, he bought like a Baymax plush toy at the Disney store, downtown Disney.
Yeah.
I mean, at Springs. So it was just really cute. And it was really fun to see him excited about meeting a character. You know, our youngest is into princesses and she likes meeting the characters. Our middle, I think, could kind of take it or leave it. But to see your oldest kid really excited about meeting a character, I think is really cool. So that was fun.
So I wanted to ask that one for sure. All right. I'm going to start getting down to the nitty gritty of kind of your planning. Okay. What went differently than what you planned? Because you had a great plan here, by the way. This is like jam-packed with good stuff.
We did have a pretty detailed plan. And I was kind of obsessive about the plan, knowing that it was going to be so busy. I was so worried about the crowds. And I would say that everything went according to plan, with the exception of maybe two things. On Christmas Eve, we were planning to spend the day at Magic Kingdom. And we had our fast passes booked, and we sort of had our plan in place. One of our fast passes was for Peter Pan, and we did not get around to riding Peter Pan on our last trip. I'm not really sure how we missed it. I think maybe we split up, and our youngest rode with the grandparents, but my husband and I didn't get to ride Peter Pan, so it was sort of a priority for us to ride Peter Pan this trip.
Yep.
Well, so we had a Peter Pan fast pass, and the crowds were getting a little bit crazy, and I was trying to figure out how we were going to get to see the parade and do all of our fast passes. Well, I ended up canceling and sort of switching things around. So we lost our Peter Pan fast pass to make sure that we could see the parade. And I was a little bit disappointed about it, but it turned out to be a really great decision because it was the first time ever that we had seen a parade at Magic Kingdom. We'd seen like glimpses of the parades before, but this was the first time ever that we had sat down to like get a spot and watch the parade from start to finish. And so we missed our Peter Pan fast pass, but in the end it worked out good in the long run because we got to see the parade, and I wasn't really sure how we were going to get to everything if we tried to fit it all in. So, and actually, even though it was Christmas Eve, I was able to get a Peter Pan fast pass for later in the evening that we could go and do after dinner, but we were just too tired to go back.
So you never got to Peter Pan.
We never got to Peter Pan, so it's on our must-do for next time.
That's right.
But, you know, as much as you want to do everything, sometimes you just can't.
No.
And, you know, I think not having a plan gives me anxiety. And having a plan gives me anxiety. But I think the way to kind of work through all of that anxiety of, you know, planning versus not planning is to sometimes when you get there to ask yourself, what's going to make me feel the best right now?
Yeah.
You know, do I really want to run over here and then run over there and maybe be late for this and maybe miss that? Sometimes you sort of have to reset and say, what makes sense at this moment? And I feel like that's what we did with the parade. And it just made sense to cancel the Peter Pan and go to get a good spot at the parade rather than stress ourselves out to try to do both. So that was one thing.
I'm getting a perception that you guys are full stink when you go to Disney World.
You know, I'm not sure there's really any other way to do it. So, case in point, another thing that didn't go according to plan. Well, I don't know that you can ever really plan for the weather. I mean, we always pack our rain jackets, and this trip we packed rain jackets, down jackets, fleeces, short sleeves, and swimsuits. We had all of the things for all of the possibilities of weather. And they were calling for rain a few days before we left, and we kept watching the weather forecast and kind of hoping it would change. And, you know, in Florida, you always expect the occasional afternoon thunderstorm.
Right.
but we woke up on Thursday. We only had 2 full Magic Kingdom days this trip. And so Thursday was one of our Magic Kingdom days. We woke up Thursday morning and there were tornado warnings.
Wow.
And I said to my husband, we're going anyway. Put your jacket on. We're going. So,
we're going to risk our lives for our fun.
I think if it was dangerous, they would close the park,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
I guess. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder.
So we went, and it was wet. We have never been so wet before. I don't think we were soaked by the time before we even got to the bag check. We were soaked. We parked. We walked in 3-inch water from the parking lot to the bag check. But at that point, we were committed, and so we weren't
already wet.
any wet. So we went to. A plan was that day was to rope drop Thunder Mountain, and I kind of assumed it was closed. I didn't even check, but I didn't want to ride because I didn't want to ride it in the pouring rain anyway. So that day we kind of shifted and decided to rope drop Space Mountain instead. There were maybe 50 people on the bridge to Tomorrowland before the park opened. And the hub was empty. There was nobody there. The park was dead. And so even though we hadn't planned for the rain, I'm not sure you really can plan for the rain. We went anyway, and we had the best day. And I'm so glad that we decided to just go ahead with our plan versus, I guess, staying at. I'm not sure what we would have done instead to stay at the hotel. But
The kids didn't complain about the rain at all?
They didn't. Not one bit. I think fortunately it wasn't cold. I think if it had been 5 or 10 degrees cooler, it would have been pretty miserable.
Right.
But they didn't complain one bit.
Nice.
We had a rain cover for the stroller, so Lila Claire was pretty dry. And the boys had rain jackets. We had a couple of umbrellas. And so we would kind of run to one attraction, go do that, sort of regroup in the under the awning of the exit and figure out where we're going to go next, run there, go do that. And then our goal was that day to make it we had an 11 o'clock lunch at Liberty Tree Tavern. And so our goal was just to make it to 11 at lunch and then figure out whether we were going to stay or we were going to go. And so this really nice lady at lunch brought us all mugs of hot water to warm up our hands, and we took our jackets off and let them dry out a little bit. We had some warm food, and then we were re-energized, and we walked out of the restaurant, and it was thundering and lightning and torrential downpours, and we kind of looked at each other like, oh, maybe we should kind of get out of here. But I guess Haunted Mansion was down for a little while at one point, and so they had canceled our Fast Pass. So we had an anytime Fast Pass to use that after lunch. So we went and did Haunted Mansion. And then when we got out, the rain had let up. So we're like, well, let's stay. It's great. So then we did anything we wanted to do for the whole rest of the day because nobody was there. It was a Christmas party day, and by this time it was about 1 o'clock. And so even though the rain had let up, because the park was closing at 6, nobody who wasn't there yet was going to come.
Yeah, you had the place to yourself.
It was great. So, it was the best. It was one of the best Disney experiences.
That's great. Good.
We did Splash Mountain multiple times, Thunder Mountain multiple times. We really did have the park to ourselves. It was wet.
That's a little tip. There's a little tip there if you really want to get the place to yourself. Go when it's a torrential downpour.
Well, your plans. If it's raining, just go. You'll have the best time.
Yeah, all right. And hey, I got to ask this, but I think I know the answer because anyone who's never been to the parade after being there 4 times.
Right.
Is there anything you're going to do next time on your trip that's different than what you've been doing?
So
you going to stop and smell the roses a little bit?
I have made a commitment to my family. The next time we'll have a little more downtime.
Hi, Brenda. I think we're going to have a Geek and Family intervention with you.
It's really just hard. It's really hard for me to slow down at Disney. There's so much to do and so much we want to do. And even, we spent 8 days there and we went full stink the whole time. And there are still things we didn't get to.
I can think of I think we could have a little meeting like once a quarter or something. Mama will be there and we'll have you. And I'm sure there's some others that need a group therapy.
Just calm down, ladies. That was funny. Our kids were so tired by the end of the trip. We drive there and back, and on the way there, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
Yeah, I slept all the way home.
All the way home, silent. I mean, we had breakfast that morning, like 10 o'clock, and we drove until about 7 before we stopped for dinner. Yeah. And nobody made a peep. I mean, they were sleeping. They were so tired. And so that was the one request from the family for next time, was that we could maybe
hey, Mom,
slow down, have a little time.
She beat the kids down. That's awesome.
They rallied in the next couple of days and started seeing how much fun they had. So
good job. All right. Well, I'm going to finish up with your best advice. And I love the way you phrased this, actually, Brenda. For Christmas time, people are always wondering about Christmas time. What's some of your best advice for going at Christmas time?
So, we were really, even though we had gone several times in the last 5-ish years, I was worried about going at Christmas. You hear these horror stories about the crowd levels and you can't get anything done and it's wall-to-wall people. We had maybe the best Disney trip we've ever had.
Good.
And I'm not going to lie, there were other people there.
Yeah.
It was crowded. And there were several times where we kind of looked around and we said, oh my gosh, there are a lot of people here.
Yeah.
But it never really affected us because we always had a plan and we knew where we were going, even if they didn't know where they were going. So I would say if you're planning a Christmas trip, number one is to get the park hopper. I booked our dining reservations at 180 days, but they don't release all of the information that you need to plan your trip at 180 days. They don't release park hours. A lot of the special events like the candlelight processional and the dessert parties aren't available to book at that time. You can't even book like Bippity Boppity Boutique. And so you can do your dining 180 plus the number of days of your trip.
Right.
But for Bippity Boppity, you have to call at exactly 180 days. So I had to call several days in a row and book Bippity Boppity until I booked it on the day I really wanted and then call back and cancel on my backup bookings.
Oh, jeez.
So you can't really plan everything at 180 days. Things will come up that you will want to do. And because of changing park hours and Christmas party schedules and crowd levels and all of those things, it really, I think, would benefit anybody planning a Christmas trip to get the park hopper, because then you can do whatever you want in the morning and then switch to a less crowded park in the afternoon, or switch to the park that has the nighttime show you want in the evening, or, it gives you just more flexibility. Mm-hmm. And we took advantage of the park hopper. We'd never had the park hopper before, and we used it every single day. Yeah. So that's one tip. And as for any time, just for any time of the year, you should go to the parks at rope drop if you can, but it's especially important at Christmas time.
Right.
We got so much done, even Christmas Eve, when the park, the crowd levels were pretty high. And by the time we left, it was really, the walkways were almost impassable. We got there at rope drop and got a lot done in the morning. So you can use that strategy any time of year. We also spent a lot of time at Epcot, and I think that the Christmas decorations are maybe the best there because they go all around the whole park. They're in the front of the park. They're all through World Showcase. There's the Festival of the Holidays. We did the Chip and Dale scavenger hunt and the cookie stroll. And I think that park feels the most Christmassy of all the parks.
Oh, good.
And so had planned to spend the most time there because we are staying at Beach Club, but I think it also feels less crowded there in general because it's kind of spread out because
Yeah.
it's such a big park.
Yeah.
These sidewalks, and, it's the front and the back, and even if there are a lot of people in there, they're not all in the same spot. So I would suggest if you're going at Christmas time to try to plan as much time as you can at Epcot because it really is.
Yeah, it sounds to me like if you have sounds to me like if you have a plan and you got your fast passes, your rope dropping, even at Christmas time, don't fear the crowds. You're going to see them, but you can still work your way around them.
Yeah, I think so. One of the things that was surprising to me was how many people, we just seeing people sort of wandering around and sitting down. There were just people sitting. I don't know if they were just dazed by the crowd levels or not sure where they were going, people looking at maps. Don't be the person who goes at Christmas time and has a paper map trying to figure out where to go.
Yeah.
You should know where you're going and know what you're doing. And if you do, then the other people who are wandering around with a paper map won't affect you because
maybe you shouldn't don't go to Christmas time your first trip.
I think that's a great tip. I would not make your first trip to Disney at Christmas, especially next year. I don't know that any of my tips for Christmas will apply next year after Star Wars opens.
Yeah, that's going to be amazing. Well, I see something in your trip. You locked your keys in the car?
We did.
What's that? How did that work out? I hate when I do that.
So the way we go down is we drive down in one day. We usually check Priceline or something in the car on the way there and book a hotel, usually in Orlando, the night we arrive, and then check into our Disney resort the next day.
Yeah.
So we stayed at, I think it was called Staybridge Suites.
Yeah.
We checked out of there, drove to Beach Club, got all of our stuff, and we were going to go into Beach Club I'd done the online check-in, but we we're just going to say that we were, physically there.
Yeah.
And get our stroller. And so we went to leave, and my husband went to, I don't know, I guess he was trying to unlock the car and couldn't find the keys and realized he had locked his keys in the car. So we went to the front desk and said, hey, we're here. And by the way, we locked our keys in the car.
No.
Can you help? Well, so it turns out, here's the tip. Disney security cannot unlock your car for you if you lock your keys in the car. So don't ask them.
Okay.
But they can provide you with the number of a locksmith or remind you that you have a AAA membership, which we did. So we called AAA, and the AAA guy was there within an hour and unlocked our car for us and got our keys. And it worked out fine because fortunately that day I had built a little time into our plan because I knew we would be, if we got delayed in our trip down or whatever, we didn't want to have something to do first thing in the morning anyway. So it set us back a little bit, but we recovered, and it was a funny story to tell. So
we've all done it.
It was not a sign of bad things to come.
No, well, we've all done it. I'm glad you guys rebounded. You guys had an amazing trip. Thanks so much for coming on the show and telling me all about it.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure. I love the podcast. I love the Facebook group. I love when people post tips in the Facebook group. And I will say, as somebody who was planning a Christmas trip for the first time, I was very nervous. You read posts in some other Facebook groups that make you sort of have anxiety attack about crowd levels, but then I would go to the Geek and Facebook group and ask a question, and people would give me a very reasonable sounding answer and help with logistics, and really helped reassure me that we could make it a great trip, and we did, in part because of the support and help from the folks in the Geek and Facebook group. So thanks to you and thanks to everyone. We did have a great trip, and we actually have booked a trip for this summer. I'm not 100% sure that we'll go, but I would love to make this our opportunity to take things a little bit slower at Disney.
Well, I'm worried it might not be this next trip, Brenda, but I think eventually
One of these days.
it could happen.
I think if we go in the summer, I'll be so hot that I'll have no choice but to rest. I'll have to rest, and then that'll be it.
That might be a good way to do it. Well, you've been a lot of fun and a lot of information here. This has been perfect. And stay in touch in the Facebook group and all the things that we do. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kurt. I appreciate it.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Wow, Brenda. Great job on your trip report. I was having fun listening back to it. I hope you enjoyed it also. And you got lots of tips from Brenda, who did a great job planning her trip and telling some great stories. That's how you do a trip report, Brenda. Great job. I got to give some shout outs now. iTunes reviews. I am still at 4.5 stars. Hey, I don't know how many 5-star reviews I got to get before I get back to 5 stars, but they keep coming in for March. I'm so excited. Some of these great reviews that we've been getting. I got to read this one from Bearded Disney. That's what the name is from March 20th. Great Disney podcast. He writes, you guys have an awesome podcast. I was not always a Disney fan, but after the wife and I Disney mood at Walt Disney World, I'm totally into it. Me being a bearded whiskey drinking guy, I was not expected to have a great time. But as on our first day at Magic Kingdom, I was sold. I take notes of your podcast to help in planning future trips. Keep up the good work. Cam and Rebecca. Hey, Cam and Rebecca, thank you so much for leaving a great iTunes review. We really appreciate it. We're over 200 reviews now. 182 of them are 5-star reviews. Please leave us another one, guys. I want to get back to my 5 stars, but thank you, Cam and Rebecca, for leaving a great review. Next up on the podcast, we got some time that we spent down in January on our trip, and I got together with Deidre Watts, Joe Kay, Jessica Merrick, and Wendy Fox. And these were 4 of the people that I met when I was down there in January, and we're going to do a roundtable trip report. It's coming up next. I can't wait. My trip report's coming up soon. Mama and Judy and Ken from the living room. And we've got our 5-year anniversary recording coming up that we did recently. So that's coming up next week. But oh yeah, we got lots of fun recordings coming up in the future on the podcast. I'm so excited for the Geek and Family Run Disney team. We have got the April 2019 Star Wars race coming up soon. We got lots of Geek and Family members getting ready for that. Tomorrow night, Sunday. This is Sunday. Monday night, we've got our video meetup coming up at 8 o'clock at night Eastern time. Hope you can join us. And the last preparations for the April 2019 Star Race, we're getting ready to do that. And I want you guys to come on and prepare for that race. But let me tell you something else. We are raising money for a great charity to help mental health. And this is an awesome charity that we're all promoting. We're getting some great response from the Geek and Family. Let me play Jen's promotion for that event. All right. Well, Jen, thanks so much for hopping on to Skype for just a few minutes. I want to explain to everybody what we've been up to in our Run Disney team. It's been a lot of fun the last couple of months getting together kind of on a monthly basis and supporting each other in our health efforts and using the Run Disney events to do that. We got some really passionate people into the Run Disney team, don't we?
Yeah, it is really wonderful. People are so kind, and we're just such a supportive group of people that even if you're not in a place where you're running a marathon or a half or even a 5K, just wherever you are, we are here to support each other and just to cheerlead and to provide love. That's just been such our mantra, and it's been really fun.
I've really learned that from the Run Disney community of people. You know, we know the geeks are super special people. That didn't surprise me at all because I know that from doing the podcast now for almost 5 years. And I love getting on the video chat with you guys. But yeah, to see the spirit of, you know, you don't have to be a super athlete to be doing this. And quite frankly, I found that most of the people are very supportive in what they're doing. And it could be a run walk kind of situation for sure. And
Absolutely.
Yeah, and they may have had some issues in running in the past, and they're maybe trying to lose weight and just get into a healthy way of things. And it's been really encouraging for me too, even though I'm not running, but I'm trying to lose some weight and that kind of thing. So thanks. Yeah.
Absolutely. We're not an intimidating group of people. Like I know even for me, like I have asthma. And so I've always had this thing of like running isn't something I can do. But being in this group of encouraging people has been such a wonderful way to just be like, you know what, I can meet myself where I am. And there are people here who love and support me. And it's just been really fun.
I love that. And it was all inspired by our good friend and super geek, Holly.
Oh, she's lovely. Holly
Burcase. I saw her do that run last fall, the Wine and Dine, and that really inspired me to get a hold of her. She was so emotional about it, and she was so excited she's doing such a great job in her efforts and her health efforts, and I'm so proud of her. Yeah. We just wanted to encourage all of that. And one of the things I've always thought about with the podcast, and I've done some of this, but I like the idea that I've seen in these run teams where they support a charity, and I put that out to the team, asked them to think about this. And I think we just had a couple of months ago, we had an amazing discussion where I opened up about some things, and everyone really shared. And there was a lot of trust in the community to share some things. And I think you were the first one to mention about a charity that you would like to, or a couple, at least you had some ideas, and it all surrounded around the topic of mental health. And why did you come up with that kind of thought, Jen?
Well, I think a couple of us had kicked the idea around just because it's such a predominant issue in our culture, and there still is, unfortunately, like a stigma about it. And so many families are just affected, unfortunately, by like the tragedy of suicide, and just mental illness in general is such a hidden topic that not a lot of people feel that they can kind of talk about. And so we really just wanted to come together and provide a platform where we could talk about it, and that we could provide support and encouragement for people, and that like we could kind of use this platform for good, just because, like I was saying earlier, just the countless people who are affected by suicide and depression and just mental health in this country it's really
and sad. I think the more you talk,
kind of want to provide support for that.
And the more you talk with people and open up about this topic, the more you find others are experiencing this also in their own life with their loved ones. And this is not a secret that should be hidden anymore. And
right on.
And I was talking to someone, I met up with a kid who, we went to buy a car for my son, Ben, and his dad was a police officer. And I said, how's your dad doing? He said, great. He switched different departments. But he said, you know what? One thing that really surprised him was the amount of suicide calls that he went on. And that kind of shocked me. And then after our call, we picked we're going to tell everybody what our charity is that we picked. And even just last night, Jen, I was listening to the high amounts of our servicemen coming back from, especially this was the 101st Airborne. They were talking about the amount of suicides in the unit that they were talking about.
Yes.
And I was just keep hearing this, not only depression, which is very prominent, but to the point of suicide. So, Jen, share with everybody what charity we're going to support for our run team.
Yes, our charity that we decided to support this time for our upcoming race in April for the Star Wars, we decided to support the Trevor Project. The Trevor Project is an organization that provides crisis intervention and suicide prevention services to teenagers ages 13 to 25 who identify as lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and questioning. And according to their website here, they accept upwards of like 45,000 calls to their lifeline every year. Yeah. And this is a 24-hour, 365 a year kind of service that they put for people who are in crisis. And they have a lifeline that's open, like I said, 24 hours. They have texting, they have chatting to really try to connect with people who are struggling. And our services will really, like the charities and the monies that we provide will really help them create and expand more of these services to make them available to whoever needs them.
I've been watching a lot of TED videos and on my phone, like when I'm riding on the bus, and I just been listening to some things about happiness and the role that human interaction has in not only in our happiness, but just how essential it is to our mental health. And so, you know, and what's your line of work? Tell everybody what you do for kind of a living. Jen?
Yes, I am a licensed marriage and family therapist, so I deal with this stuff as a living, and it's my passion. I love it.
Oh, well, we've got a passionate group of runners, and we're so proud to be supporting this Trevor project, and I hope you guys can support us too. We'll put up a page where you can donate to this cause, and then all our runners will know that you guys are supporting them, and we're excited to do that. So I'm excited for all our runners that are going down for the Star Wars, and they're going to have fun getting to know each other and supporting each other and running, and I'm so glad we're doing this. And thanks for your support on this, Jen. This was a great idea.
Yeah, thank you guys. Everyone who supports our event and just us in general and the Geek family, we just love you guys. So thank you for all you do.
Awesome. Thanks, Jen.
Yeah, thank you.
Great job, Jen. And this is the last week that you can support that promotion for the Trevor Project. So please be generous and give to that, and then give our runners such a great momentum going into the April 2019 Star Wars race. I can't wait to see all the pictures and the fun that our community has participating in that Run Disney event. And then we'll get ready for the Wine and Dine coming up in November. And I hope to be there and be a cheerleader for that, because that's at the end of my trip coming up, because we got the G3 community event. It's the Grand Geek and Gathering, end of October. Come on down and join us. Meet us, me and Kevin, Curtis, Allen, and lots of the Geek and family will be down there in October. It's a great time to go to Disney World. Bring your wife or husband, and maybe you'll ditch the kids, do a solo trip. No, you can bring the kids. We are a family podcast. We'd love to see the kids too. We have fun with them too. But we're going to have a great event down there in October. It's the G3. We've been selling t-shirts. Auntie Judy just told me this morning at church, we've sold over 20 t-shirts for this March. And this is the last week that you can get a t-shirt. We're going to put an order in April. And so if you want a t-shirt, contact Auntie Judy. You can message her on Facebook. You can email me at kurt.stone@geekinonwdw.com or message me on Facebook. We'll get you a t-shirt. This is the last week for the t-shirt and for our Trevor Project fundraising event. All right, guys, thanks for supporting us. I am always accessible. I'm very accessible. Don't be surprised if I reach out to you, talk to you on the phone, or come on with me on Facebook Live. Have some fun it's either Thursday or Friday night on Facebook Live. I got so much fun when I'm talking directly to you guys and you Disney geeks. It's one of my favorite things to do here on the podcast. Well, each week we share awesome tips for your Disney trip planning, but you can instantly gain that advantage by booking with Mama, Auntie Judy, EJ Cruz, and Jennifer Glambos. Email Judy and Mama at travelingtiaras@gmail.com, and you can find EJ and Jennifer on their Little Dole Whips Facebook page. We are authorized Disney planning agency through Fairy Tale Concierge. I had so much fun. This week I was at work. I was doing some I'm a computer technician, and I was talking to someone. Disney World seems to come up, in your working environment. And I was talking Disney World with somebody, and then someone else came on the phone, and they overheard me talking about Disney World. He said, "Oh, I heard you talking about that." And funny enough, I've been planning a Disney World vacation, and I've been having a problem. I called down to Disney World, and I wanted to switch some of my plans. I had 2 nights that I think it was our sister-in-law. They were doing a couple of nights at a different place, and they wanted to spend the night over with them, and they wanted to drop 2 nights off the front of their reservation and join in on the other one and all this stuff. And she said the person down at Disney World wasn't quite getting it straight. And I said to her, you know what Mama does when she has that situation and she's not getting satisfaction from the agent? She hangs up and said, okay. She calls back again. And when she gets the right agent, she makes those complicated reservations. And that is something that our agents can do for you. They take care of all those complicated situations. And it was funny when I came home, Mom was on the phone dealing with something just like that. And hey, they watch out for you guys. They're following up for you guys. They have Friday follow-up Fridays, and they review their clients' trips, and they check in on you guys, especially when you're hitting down that countdown date, or you got fast passes coming up or ADRs, and they're looking out for you if there's some discounts that Disney World is, plan way ahead But Mom and Judy and EJ and Jennifer, they're going to look to see if there's another package deal that's going to be better than what you currently have. They're going to take care of you guys. This is why we are such a great team. EJ, Jennifer, Mama, and Judy. They know all that technical stuff about booking. And my friend, she was so happy that I called her back later in that day to solve that technical problem. And she goes, hold on 1 minute. I'm on the phone with Disney World and I'm getting satisfaction. She thanked me so much for that little inspiration. Hey, that's what we're here for, you guys. We'll inspire you. We're going to give you some technical information. We're going to give you lots of fun tips. And we can do all the work for you because we have that knowledge. And we're going to collaborate with you guys. We're going to give you some great, even if you're a veteran at doing this, come join us. How about a bounce back? If you're down there at Disney World, this is my tip. Check out the bounce back deals. Book your trip before you leave at midnight of your final day. And then later on, you have like 30 days. Transfer that booking over to us. We appreciate it. You'll get the great discount. It's like up to 30% for deluxe resorts. Or if you just joined us on the podcast, I get this all the time. I get friends that come and join us and they say, oh, I love your podcast. I wish I had found you guys earlier. But if you just booked your trip within the last 30 days, we can still be your travel agent. We'd love to be your travel agent. We love to serve you guys. Come join us. I love that. And hey, at least sign up for our email newsletter, the Geek and Gazette at geekinonwdw.com. You're going to receive a free packing checklist and a spreadsheet that we like to use to plan our trips. And we use this for our travel clients. It's a great way to plan your trips. You heard Brenda talking about the great planning that she did for her trip. Man, she did an awesome job. You gotta write it all down, and we've got a great spreadsheet that's free. We'll give that to you. We also send our favorite Disney news items, info on Disney package discounts, and we got news from our Geek and family that we think is really awesome that's going on down at Disney World. So join the Geek and Gazette at geekinonwdw.com. All right, guys. Thanks for geeking on Walt Disney World with us. We really appreciate you listening and geeking with us every single day. We love you, geeks. Have a magical day, and I hope all your dreams come true.
Hello.
Hi, Brenda.
Hi, Kurt. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good.
You ready to? Yeah. I can hear you.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I have my wireless, like Bluetooth headphones on. I can hear you really good.
Oh,
I'm sure
okay.
you'll pick up some noises around the house, but
do you have do you have wired headphones too?
I do. I have to find. I think my son is using them on the computer. Do you want me to go try those and see if that's better?
Yeah, I think it'd be a little better.
Okay, hang on a second.
No problem.
Hey, Gavin.
Well, you are doing just fine.
Okay, good. All right. Well, if you can hear me and I can hear you, then I think we're in good shape.
I think that sounds as technical as we need to get.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Perfect. All right. Are you ready to do a trip report?
Yeah, I think so.
You sure have.
Did you get my notes?
You sure have plenty of notes.
I know. Well, I took notes while we were there, and then I like to make sure that I don't forget anything from one trip to the next.
Yeah.
So I just like to take notes, and then I don't know. It's hard not to just get into this. I don't know, endless stream of typing once you start thinking about your trip. So
I'm going to mention that when I introduce you, I think. I was just thinking the same thing. Like, everyone who comes on our show is so prepared. It's quite amazing. And I think geeks have certain characteristics that are very much the same, everyone I talk to. And taking notes and remembering their trip seems to be one of them.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's fun to take a trip with the idea of doing a trip report in mind, because it makes you remember things and want to write down things that you want to share with other people. So I think it was kind of fun to be on the trip thinking that there was a possibility of doing a trip report, because it made me pay attention a little bit more maybe than I would have otherwise.
Excellent. Great. You're going to have fun with this. For sure. Well, fun.
I'm a little bit nervous. I was listening to Rob's trip report today that you posted on Monday, and he said he was nervous, and maybe the one before that said she was nervous. So I guess I'm in good company.
It's been
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Been a trend. Nah, it's just good. Just think it was good friends having a fun chat, and
yes,
I'm okay if this goes an hour and a half. If you're okay, because you got plenty of content here, and
that's kind of what I was thinking, judging on based on the length of time of most of your trip reports. So.
Seems to be fitting into that. I'm telling people that when I start with them in case they have a time issue, but no one's hardly ever. I think maybe one person I can think of ever said no. I want to stop it.
No, kids are fed, husband's in charge, so I'm good.
That's perfect. And Brenda, just pronounce your last name for me.
It's Futrell.
Futrell. Okay, Futrell.
Yeah.
I thought there might be an accent there.
My Facebook name is Brenda Drinkwine Futrell, and Drinkwine is actually my maiden name. It's not meant to indicate my favorite hobby.
For real. I wasn't. Yeah. I'm glad you told me that. I wasn't sure, but
joke.
Right.
I've been married for almost 13 years now, and so there are a lot of people who didn't know me before I was married, and especially people with the kids' school, like my son's middle school principal. She thought it was a joke.
Yeah.
But it's great maiden name. I hate to drop it. And a couple of years ago, I planned our high school reunion, so it was a good way for people to know that, who knew me back then as Brenda Drinkwine, that's who it was. So.
And it's Futrell, right? Like future.
Yes.
Futrell. And well, then I'm going to use your maiden name too. That'll be fun with that.
Yeah, sure.
Geeks will love that. That's a great story.
You have a good maiden name. You might as well keep it, right?
It's interesting, right? It's great for cocktail parties.
You don't meet too many drink wine, so it's a good conversation starter.
I think I know the history behind that last name.
See?
Well, must have been someone who drank a lot of wine.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, nobody is quite sure of the origin. It comes from my dad's side, obviously, and they think that it's maybe French and sort of like an eat, drink, and be merry kind of.
Okay.
I don't know. Who knows? There are lots of names like.
Well, my heritage is English, so Stone comes from. I think back in the olden English days, I think their occupation, they kind of used as your name. So that's what made me say.
Wouldn't it be funny if your job was to drink wine all the time?
You're a wine taster. That's awesome. Right. That is awesome. And I like how you filled this out, but you had some stories before I started asking the questions too. So I'm not sure. Wherever you want to fit in stories, that is awesome.
Okay, yeah, I'll just kind of interject them here and there.
That's good way to do it.
Okay.
Perfect, because I'll start off with after we get through the niceties, I'll do the resort, and then we'll go from there. But there is a section where I definitely very specifically ask for stories. But stories are good. People love to hear stories. All right.
We had a couple good ones.
I'm ready to go.
Okay. I'm ready too. Whenever you're ready.
All right. Good job. That was
Yeah.
I just wound you up and you just went.
So you think that was okay? You're going to have to edit out all the stupid things I said?
No. I had one goof where I asked the question and I already saw that we already covered it. I'll probably edit that out.
Okay.
But
Okay.
other than that, no, it was fantastic.
Okay, good.
You had so many cool things that you did too. So that's always fun to
Yeah. It
drag
was a
those
great
out.
trip. Yeah, I'm not sure we even covered all of the stuff we did. I mean, it was a great trip, and I think that, I mean, you could go to Disney 100 times and you still wouldn't.
Yeah,
be
you're
able to
you're no
try.
beginner. You're no beginner, and you still had a ton of things. I'm surprised, especially how hard you go.
We do. You know, I think we go harder and harder every time. It's partly your fault.
So I'm to blame. I'm the enabler. I'm the enabler.
Well, you know, it's hard not to try all these things that you hear about. You know, you can make a plan, like an outline of what
I'm
you
guilty.
want to do, but then you kind of fill in with all the extra stuff that you hear about, and eventually you just have a really detailed stink plan that you got to stick to.
You know, it's not just me. I have a lot of accomplices.
Yes. Oh, yes. No, I don't blame. I blame the
Facebook group.
Yes.
The Facebook group has taken on a nice world of its own, which is,
Oh, yeah.
you know, in the beginning, I'm still pretty responsive, and I thought I'd be the guy. I try to interact with as many of them as I possibly can, but it's gotten to the point now where I just can't even keep up.
Yeah.
But there's so many great people that are giving, like you said, really thoughtful and great insights.
Yeah.
Quickly.
I've heard you say like what makes our Facebook group different from others, and I'm not sure I could really put my finger on it, but I do belong to some other Facebook groups, and I think that the Geek and group gives the most thoughtful answers. And answers that you can really trust. You know, it's not just people giving if you ask for people's opinions, they'll give you an opinion.
Yep.
But I think that the responses from the Geekin members are based on experiences, facts, and a real desire to help you have a successful trip, not to toot their own horn or to just share what they love the most, or they just want to help people. And I think that, I don't know, I'm not sure I see that in all of the groups that I belong to. So.
Well, I think if I'm going to guess to why the quality is so good, I'll give it, first of all, it's private. So I do some, I scan people's profile. We ask a few questions. A lot of times I chat with people. I make sure that they're a listener of the show, which means if they're a listener to a podcast, there's a pretty good chance they're a pretty avid Disney goer.
Yeah. Right.
And maybe with that too, because I'm mostly an interview-based podcast where I build community and try to reach out to people, that we just went over 100 super geeks in our. That means that those are only people who have been a guest on the show.
Wow.
So we're over 100. Wow. Yeah. Now we're 5-year podcast almost in April. And so we just went over the 100 people. So you're going to be a super geek. I'm going to put you in that group after we get off.
Yay. That's so exciting. I don't know that I'm really qualified to be a super geek.
Absolutely. You absolutely are. And so if you listen to the content or the people that come on the show, and I'm not screening them. It's not like I'm interviewing them to see if they can come on the show and they'll be good. They're just always good. I mean, and so because of that engagement of being on the show as a guest and shout outs and stuff like that, they seem to have more skin in the game. It's in terms of participating in Facebook group.
I think you're right.
There's a quality there. I've seen Facebook book groups that are huge, like in numbers.
Right.
But they can't touch us for the quality.
I think you're absolutely right. And one thing that I thought about, I told you at the beginning that I was kind of nervous. And I think that one thing that kept coming back to me was that I've gotten a lot out of the group, and I owe it to the group to talk to you and, see if you want to publish my trip report. Because if I can offer something that's helpful in return, then I owe it to the rest of the group to do that. So whether I'm nervous or not, it is a community. There's give and take. I've taken, and now it's my chance to give. Cool. And I like that. I think that's sort of that's what a community is. And I see more of that in the Geekin Facebook group than really anywhere else, that people appreciate what they've gotten out of it, and so they have a real deep desire to give something worthwhile in return. Nice. And I think that's really important, and certainly something I feel. So
I think you're right, and and bottom line, they love talking Disney World.
I know, which is so much fun, and I could talk Disney all day long. Love it.
We have a lot in common, so that's I think that's what is a big part of it too. Well, so much so it's going to be a while before you hear this on the podcast because I have like 9 shows recorded now.
Wow, you've been busy.
I have, because I took advantage of the holiday, and I decided to. When I get people to ask, I try to get them in. So I was like. I had a bunch of people that wanted to be on. And, it's probably going to get to a point, Brenda, where it's going to be difficult if we keep growing as we are.
Oh, sure.
But I'm trying.
Well, I will say, I don't feel any pressure to publish mine soon or at all. If you listen back to it, it's horrible. But
oh, no, it's going. Don't worry. I can tell.
We booked our Christmas trip in February of last year. And then we did our dining reservations in June. And then it was, over the next 3 or 4 months, really, that I kind of finalized our plan. So for anybody who's looking to do a Christmas trip, they're probably thinking about serious in the weeds planning, April, May, June-ish. Yeah. So just kind of keep that in mind. And if you don't publish this one until then, you might hit all the people who are kind of looking ahead to Christmas trip. So good. I don't know if that helps, but
it is. That's very well. This, like I said, you're probably 8 weeks out.
Yeah,
around that time.
I think that it would be unlikely. Well, I don't know. I guess people can start booking Christmas anytime. Yeah. I wonder if I just can't imagine planning a trip right now for December, not knowing what the status of Galaxy's Edge is.
You can only, do what you're going to do, and then hopefully, adjust. Because I had this thought too. We're seeing, the crowd's going to be, like you said, insane. They did the promotion, the free dining plan for early this, right? They're doing it for July, August, and September.
That's why we booked in August, was because they released free dining, and I said, darn it, they got me again.
Yeah. so I think, they're going to have, if you really got to book your trip out and put that deposit down on it, and then, because you got to save your spot. I think it's going to be insane.
You do. Yeah, and I booked the day that they released free dining, and then I contacted Jen to see if I could transfer our reservation to her, because she helped us do our Universal trip. And I know that the website was crazy that day, and I thought, gosh, if I message her and ask her to book my trip when I could do it myself, that would be awful. So I just went ahead and booked something. So maybe that's another thing to remind people of, is the travel agent transfer that you can do, because it was really easy. I just filled out a form.
Yes.
She sent me the form, and I sent it back to her. So
I'll try to do more of that. it works really good for the bounce back too. Like you can, when you're there, and then we have 30. Basically, as long as you don't pay it in full, we have 30 days that you can transfer to us, and then we can help people.
Well, it's funny.
Plan.
She contacted me on the last day of our trip to say, "Do you want me to check on bounce back offers for you?" And I said, "No, we probably won't be back at Disney till like 2020." And then
here we go. Yeah,
and I booked a trip. So,
well, thank you for. Do you think
you'll go when Galaxy's Edge opens, or will you wait a while?
Well, we're going to go in October.
Right.
And I don't know. They're saying the fall of this year. But no, then we'll probably go back again in January, though.
Okay, so you'll see it that January.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see what everybody's plans are, if they're wanting to be there the week it opens, and if the week it opens coincides with Christmas, what a mess that will be. And I don't know, I'm just really anxious to see. I won't be there regardless.
No, but I don't have any desire to be first. I don't either. My only dream would be if Disney were to honor podcasters with press passes. Then I'd be interested.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'll wait for my guests. I'll wait for my guests to go and I'll interview them.
If there's some sort of voting that we can do to nominate the best podcasters who should be first at Galaxy's Edge, let us know.
I know a couple that I remember they did this for New Fantasyland. I don't recall them doing it like for Pandora or anything. I knew of a couple podcasters that got into a press release kind of party and event. I don't know. I wish they would do more of that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it seems like it would only work to their benefit because it would help increase publicity. And of course, maybe there's enough publicity already around Galaxy's Edge. They don't want more people there. We'll see.
True enough. Well, thank you. You're a great guest. Don't worry. You did absolutely fantastic.
Okay, I hope so. We'll see. When you listen back, you might change your mind.
No, I won't. Okay. Hey.
All right. Thank you so much. It was great talking to you. Really appreciate it and you taking the time. So.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Okay. You too.
Right, bye.